This is a really cheap, I think it costs $1 at Micro Center. A set of these precision screwdrivers. And what I do is just, some of them you can take off with your finger. If you can take these nubs off with your finger, do it, because your finger's not going to scratch the plastic like a screwdriver will. Now, you're also going to see that when you pull these off, you can't see it in the, oh yeah, you can see it in the video there. When you pull these off, you're going to get that sticky glue. There's a sticky kind of glue there. Well, you want to, that glue is what's going to keep these things on. Actually, let me unplug this real quick. And pull the battery out, just in case the thing decides to turn on or something while we're working on it. Okay, so these nubs are kind of sticky and there's glue holding it in place. And a lot of times when you pull these off, right, the glue halfway comes off, or all the way comes off, or half of it's on here and half's on there. So I like to keep these in the correct order, because this one was on the top right, and I know that half the glue came off on this one. So I want to put it back in the same spot, just so everything sticks the way it should be when we took it, like we took it off. If you start mixing them around, then one might have more glue on it than another one, and it might not stick as good. Okay, that's number 2. Okay. And then there's these 2 down here. Now these are not rubber things, they're little plasticky stickers, so we got to get that off with a screwdriver. Okay, now I kind of set them up in a little configuration here. Can you see it right there? That in the same configuration as I took them off the screen. This way I know which one goes where. Okay, now let's unscrew this and get to the inverter board. Here's another important tip. When you're unscrewing screws from a laptop screen, you want to take your screwdriver and point it in a direction that if it slips off of the computer when you're unscrewing it, it doesn't scratch the screen. Like if I was unscrewing like up at an angle like this on this screw, and I lost my grip, it would go scratch the screen. So try to point your screwdriver a little bit in the opposite direction of the screen, so if it does slip off, it won't scratch your screen. So this I'm going to point a little bit downwards when I'm unscrewing it. Just in case I slip, I don't hit the screen. I've done that before. All of the lessons I learned here, I learned the hard way. So same thing with these screws, guys. I like to keep them in the same configuration as they came out of the screen, because the screws themselves have glue on them too. And you just want all the glue to match up the way that it originally came off to keep the stickiness at a good level. Okay. Now I basically just have to pry this front panel off. What I like to do is try to find a good spot that's going to come off easy with my fingernail. There we go. So I got a little traction there, so I kind of go with that. Start pulling it off around the edge. And once you get enough of it off, the rest kind of starts to just fall off on its own. Fingernails are a great thing for this. If you can help it, try not to use a screwdriver for this part or something metal, because it'll probably scratch the plastic. Okay, so there's the inverter board down there. Now, we don't even have to take